I'm requesting permission to record for you, or you can hit record. Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 of the Art of Coping. I see we have a couple of true schoolers in the house. That is super exciting. I don't know if you guys got a chance to go back and see the previous links, but if you didn't, after today, you can go back them out. So hopefully you'll have your notebooks with you and something to write with. And if you don't, I'd like you to get through the sessions, and that means 2 full weeks of the potential of you practicing different coping skills. And these are meant to be daily so that you can have different actions and interactions that hopefully change thought patterns and kind of keep you in a more motivated and hopeful state of mind. Some of the things that we've been doing is journaling, meditating every week. We talked about having great conversations that build with different people and being able to acknowledge people that kind of bring stress to you or kind of think and talk negatively versus people that really contribute to growth and help you to process things and get into a better state of thinking and feeling. So these are from session 1. Session 2, we talked about grounding techniques when something is really striking to us and kind of causing feelings that we really just we're stuck in and we don't want to be in that uncomfortable space. We have grounding techniques, vibrations of earth, kind of to really okay. Am I frozen? Because I look frozen.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. But really thinking about all the rapidness that we have to go through on a day-to-day basis. We get to school, the process of getting into school, getting into class, you have 45, 50-minute classes. There's a lot of information downloaded onto you. You have tasks given to you. Get home, maybe there's work, homework. And so sometimes when we have so many things loaded on us on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to tap out of that rapid mode. And so the art of coping is really about stepping out of that and being able to take a breath and be present in the situations that you're in. And that includes our ability to have conversations with other people. And so when you're thinking about really what makes a good communicator, and the different kind of characteristics attached to that, and also on the opposite end of that, what are some of the ways that we're not great listeners? Because communication goes back and forth. So when you're having a conversation with somebody, what are the kinds of things that you would want in that conversation that make you feel like you were heard, and that also you were able to hear what the other person was saying? So in the consideration for communication, just thinking about checking yourself and really acknowledging, like, are you being a patient listener that is allowing the person that you're talking to really search through their words and be able to tell you whatever it is that's on their mind? Or are you impatiently waiting to interrupt because you've already decided that you have a response before a person is even done talking? And so also, when you're communicating with other people,
are you taking your time to give your full thoughts, or are you hurrying up and trying to say all the words because you're just not used to being listened to? You're not used to people really taking the time to fully hear your thoughts and your story and your beginning to your end, because we're all under this pressure of being rushed and having so many things on our plate. And so today I want you to really concentrate on being present in your moments and acknowledging whether or not you're taking a breath and being present. And if you are fully processing your thoughts and taking the time to really not just externally but internally understand how what you're going through is really making you make decisions that, okay, Fidel, how many people do we have on here? Because that just messed me all the way up. All right. So, all right, I'm going to reset, and we had some technical difficulties. So I'm going to jump into the meditation, and then we'll get back to some of that aspects of communication. And I appreciate your guys' patience with me today. See, even I need to cope sometimes and take a step back. All right. In today's meditation, we're going to focus on being really kind and forgiving to ourselves. And we're going to begin by closing your eyes if you're able to. Get in a relaxed space. Take a deep breath in your nose, out your mouth. Take a moment to feel the cool air going into your nostrils. Feel how the air is warm coming out of your lips. Take a really deep breath right now. Allow that air to completely fill your belly and come back out. On this next deep breath, acknowledge how your body lifts, your rib cage becomes full. Let that air out. I want you to take 3 more breaths. In your nose, out your mouth. All right. Let's close our eyes if you can. And I want you to find a comfortable cadence in and out of your nose. On this next breath, I want you to imagine the air going in and swirling the thoughts out of your mind. Continue breathing. Let's scan down past our nose. Feel that air coming in, releasing through our mouths, down to our shoulders. I want you to just wiggle your shoulders a little bit so you know that you're not holding tension there. Let that looseness go down through your arms. Allow them to feel heavy. Open your hands, palms up, open to receiving. I want you to go to your chest, acknowledge your heart, and just allow yourself to feel for a moment. No thoughts, just feel. Feel love, feel excitement, and feel joy. And I want you to go down to your bellies. Just acknowledge what you feel. Is there any tension, any anxiety, any worries? Take a breath and allow that air to push it away. Go down through the lower parts of your body. Release any tension in your legs. Allow them to feel heavy. Down through your feet. Wiggle your toes just a bit. Allow your fully relaxed body to enjoy nothingness for the next 2 minutes. If any thoughts come to your mind, allow that whirl of wind to clear your mind again.
And you might have your little homemade mosque, right, with your little local imam who's in your this is what's about.
All right, at this time, I invite you to relax your body however you'd like. If you need to lay down, do so. You stay in your seated position, but I want you to feel as relaxed and calm as possible. Keep breathing.
Just before COVID-19, multiple according
Can we mute people?
with breath folks.
Pocket.
So I'm gonna ask everybody if they can mute themselves who's tuned in right now.
Can you hear me?
All right, I want you to take a moment to think about the things that make you feel insecure. What are the natural things about yourself that you worry that other people don't approve of, or that you tend to judge yourself harshly on? Be honest with yourself for a moment. As you breathe, as your body is relaxed, as you know that you are in a safe space, allow yourself to acknowledge the insecurities that hold you back from being authentic, from being present, from being brave sometimes. All right, keep breathing. Now, the next thought I want you to focus on as we come to the end of the meditation is that I love myself and I accept myself for who I am. I love myself and I accept myself for who I am. I love myself and I accept myself for who I am. As your eyes are closed and you're still breathing, I want you to go back to your heart, back through your body. I just want you to take a moment to feel joy. All right, one final deep breath. And let's come back out of the meditation. All right. See, I got a lot of true schoolers on the line. That's really dope. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Elijah. All right, so do we have our pen and our papers? We have something to write with, if possible. It's going to be important. What I want you to do is go back to your thoughts when we talked about our insecurities, the things that we worry about that other people might judge us on or think badly about us. And I want us to take a minute to really thoroughly write about it. On your pen and paper, I want you to write the things that crossed your mind of the areas of yourself that you're really not always secure about. So this goes back to that piece that I was trying to get to about being honest. This is a chance for you to not so quickly to really take your thoughts and write down what it is that crossed your mind when that question was asked, when nothing was in the way, and you were able to really honestly tell yourself where your insecurities are. All right, at this point, I actually want to invite any one of you that's willing to share. You can unmute yourself and tell us what thoughts may have come to your mind.
Hello.
Hi. Who is,
Oh, this is
who is
Stephanie. Hello.
Hey, Stephanie.
I wrote in Spanish, but I could translate.
Absolutely. Stephanie, are you comfortable turning your, oh, thank you,
Sorry.
sweet. Yeah.
I just wrote insecurity. It's physical, but that's not to say that I'm not perfect. Or like, cause like you say, like your creator created you like perfectly. So I said the only thing that's missing is like love and attention, like self-love and attention to yourself. So take that into consideration.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? All right. So that's all right if you guys don't want to share. There's never any pressure. It's just an option so that if you feel moved to do so, you know that we're here for it. Underneath the section that you wrote, your insecurities, I want you to write down our mantra that we had in our meditation. Who remembers what it is? Who could say it for us? I love myself. What was the other part? I love myself. And I accept myself for who I am. Can you write that underneath that journal? All right. So, you know, I think that being able to acknowledge your insecurities is important because most of us are harder on ourselves than anybody else is. And we see and we hear and we acknowledge our flaws. And a lot of it just really isn't even visible to anybody else. It's the way that we assume that we're perceived. It's the way that we translate the energy that is being exchanged. And really, a lot of the negativity that tends to stick with us is either in our imagination or it comes from our past. And so to be able to be present and in any moment and acknowledge and truly understand and believe that you love yourself, you are valuable, and to accept yourself the way you are means that at this moment you're only open to growth. So if you can love who you are right now and then be committed to getting better and committed to evolving in this life, then everything really is okay. When we extend that to ourselves, we also start giving that courtesy to other people. Because I think a lot of times, especially through social media, through the news, through some of our social interactions, we are encouraged to judge other people, to be mean to other people, to really look at them so negatively that we actually believe that we're also that same negativity. If we are constantly in a position where we're thinking negatively of ourselves, then obviously we're going to translate to other people and so on and so on. So really just thinking about having that love for yourself, having that understanding and having that forgiveness, and then being able to translate that and give it to other people. Because I promise you, when you start functioning from a positive place, then you're going to attract other positive people. If you're constantly coming from that negativity, you're going to attract other negative people, and then that is going to be your environment and your circumstances on a regular basis. I asked for everybody last week to please create something positive that you can look at every day, that you can look at it when you wake up and you can look at it when you go to sleep. So thinking about creating vision boards or putting positive quotes on sticky notes. and putting them in the mirror in your bathroom or up by your bed. Did anybody get a chance to actually follow up on that? And if you did, what did you write? Okay, so what I want to make sure, today is probably the first day where I'm really asking you guys to be interactive, because we have so many True School youth here on the line. And so the idea was that we're journaling every week, and you're supposed to take your journal, your entries. I want you to read them. I want you to process them. Every week, we've kind of taken our negative thoughts, and then we followed up by positive thoughts to interrupt those negative thoughts. The importance of that is, of course, we all experience negativity. Of course, we're all going to have difficulties that make us uncomfortable, but we need to be capable of bringing ourselves back to the positivity and being fully present. You all right now in this moment, you are perfect, you are well, and you are capable. And so sometimes the things that weigh heavy on us around us disrupt our ability to remember our power. So by putting this into practice, putting into practice now as a community, and then being able to continue that practice individually is going to be what is important, because then we are going to break the cycles of negativity and create habits that really help us move forward. And this is important. It's work that we have to be intentional about. It's things that we cannot be passive about at all, because you all are capable and you all are valuable. So we want to make sure that you all invite as many other True Schoolers, alumni, participants. What I want to do is offer you the email of artofcoping@gmail.com. And I want you to be able to respond with any thoughts that you're not comfortable sharing on this particular platform. And I want you to also visit True School TV so that, okay, I got you. I want you to go to True School TV and see that there's an Art of Coping session 1, there's an Art of Coping session 2, and this is the Art of Coping session 3. Each week with those writing prompts, I want you to use them to create art. I want you to create poetry, to create music, or to really just be a great teller of your own stories. Vinny, how you doing? Can you unmute yourself? I want to bring you in this conversation for a moment.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing well.
So I want to
Glad I
introduce.
popped in. Glad I popped in.
Yeah,
sure.
me too. That's a really dope surprise. So 3 facts about Vinny, guys. 1, he is True School alumni. 2, he is the original aqua pioneer, and we have some water team folks on here right now, Vinny. And lastly, Vinny was part of the first round of Art of Coping that we ever did 6 years ago. How about that?
Yeah.
What were you showing us, Vinny? You had some notes. I see you're cooking.
I'm writing. I'm making vegetable broth. I got some stuff that I'm starting to grow. Started like 2 days ago with the green onions, and just making sure I keep growing good stuff. Got a big dry erase board. I've been writing stuff and messages down every day. Really just trying to stay positive. I moved to North Dakota a few months ago.
Okay.
And the switch is really hard. Honestly, I've been through a lot since I've been up here, with jobs and friendships, and drawing the line at where my happiness resides, and not letting other people affect how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But the main way I've been staying calm is just trying to remember the good things about the past and not the bad things, and not to carry on and wallowing in my own sadness and trying to get over everything. And a couple ways I do that is by giving my attention to animals and growing and cooking and keeping drawing and writing. I gave up a lot, giving up the bad habits, drinking and smoking and playing sports, making sure I got my soccer ball on deck and got my Nerf stuff, my Nerf basketball hoop. You know, I'm just little things you could do to stay active and exercising. I be doing handstands all the time or all around the house just to make sure I'm setting goals for myself, see how long I can do handstands or see how far I can walk on my hands and stuff like that. Instead of just sitting down and not doing anything, I just try to do more physical activities and eating and drawing or whatever the hell I can do to get my mind off of everything else and focus on growing as a person physically. And I feel like with that comes the mental growth and you know, got to treat your body right so your mind can be healthy. Put healthy things in, put healthy things out. And it's a day-to-day thing for sure.
Absolutely. That's really dope, Vinny. What's going on with your art?
Just my sketchbook, really. I drew a few pictures recently. I've also did this canvas. It's in my room. I'm gonna show you guys. So I did this canvas right here.
Yep.
And it's a tribute to some of my dead birds, Cicero and Layla. And I got like the rosary up there. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
Some hibiscus flowers and just kind of some nature stuff on a regular size canvas. It took me a while to do, but it just took the time every day, put in those little details after I got off work or doing whatever I was doing and add small details every single day until it became a full canvas. And now I just have it hanging up. And besides that, I draw a lot of my sketchbook still, a lot of sketchbook art.
That's what's
characters, all kinds of different objects and.
Are y'all true schoolers seeing this? Yeah. Are you guys seeing this? Who else is getting creative?
Some stuff on love and marriage and just coping with things.
This is absolutely brilliant. This is brilliant right here.
All right, so I want to appreciate you for jumping in, and I think that, you know, the art of coping really is about community, and we know that having that that peer-to-peer contribution is so important because, you know, I think it allows us to understand how connected we are. It allows us to understand that a lot of the skills that we have are really most of what we need, and so I'm hoping that for our true schoolers who are current participants, that you're being inspired by some of what Vinny has said. He's been in your position before. He's been through true school. You see him still using most of these tools to this day. He taps back in to be a support system, to be a mentor, and to really just stay connected to this community. So as we're coming up on the end of this session, this is what I'm going to specifically ask for. I have Mahala, I have Stephanie. Let's see, somebody else tapped off. We got Elijah. I need you guys to please go and check out the first two Art of Copings. It's on True School TV. Check out the True Knowledge sessions. And we have 1 week. And next week, I want to see what you guys are creating. So whether you're showing us some artwork, some paintings, if you guys are planting and growing, show us that. And then if you can also plan on preparing to share something, your poetry or one of your stories that you've written, that would be super dope. And, you know, there's always, you know, the reason why I ask you to write it down first in an honest way and then go back and create art out of it is because I'm not asking you to make yourself vulnerable. I just want you to know that you're safe and you can be honest with yourself so that we can work through these thoughts and ideas. Put them down in the most honest way that you want to tell yourself. It can be, you know, numbered, it can be bullet points, it can be, you know, a paragraph. And then what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your perspective, shifting it to knowing that it's okay that even though that there is something that weighs heavy or is negative, that there is still light, we can still shift our perspectives and we still have power. And then I want you to take what you wrote and I want you to create something artistic that you feel comfortable sharing. Is that something that we can all commit to for next week? I need a thumbs up. I need to see you. Hey, Mo. And I'm not just talking to the young people. I'm talking about to all of us as a community. Let's step away from today, motivated to create. Soon, the stay-at-home order is going to lift, and we need to be prepared for what's beyond this. So let's just use this time to be able to tap into ourselves, to create under our own circumstances, to decide what kind of learners we want to be, and then let's come back and share together next week. All right, you guys, I thank you so much. Session 3, we're halfway through. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And love and light. Peace.